Hello, 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 this is Zenokilla of TAW, coming at you with another wonderful game of StarCraft 2 down here on Xel'Naga Caverns. Today's game is between CherryRain and TAWimfail, part of the TAW Team League Round 2. TAWimfail, of course, a member of the TAW Defense Force, CherryRain, a member of Team Hoodur, CherryRain, our Zerg player in the purple trunks, which is kind of fitting for Zerg because they're pretty much purple anyway. Down here in the bottom left-hand corner of MLG's Xel'Naga Caverns, and our Terran player, who's going to use his special tactics, that's TAWimfail, up here in the top right-hand corner. Building a supply depot. Shocking. Anyway, so, TAW Team League, I believe we're having 5 weeks of it, maybe 6 weeks, depending on how the team leagues go. We're having a little bit of a round robin, you know, Team 1 versus Team 3, Team 2 versus Team 4, etc., etc. And then at the end, we will crown a champion, the best team league in TAW, which is just wonderful. It's nice to see. I mean, we have over, I think last time I checked, we had over 114 members in the StarCraft 2 division of the Art of Warfare, which is always nice to see that we have such a wide variety of people. You know, we have people from Australia, guys from Japan. No Koreans though, which is unfortunate, but I don't think too many professional Korean StarCraft players would join our little shack. Anyway, so we see pool first from CherryRain, scouted by Mr. Fail, who knows that there could be some very early Ling harass coming in his way, so he hurries to finish up that wall off. He's got a little bit of a probe issue, but he manages to nail it against the wall there and take it out. So that's a probe kill for this guy. You can put on another star on his uniform as he builds a supply depot. This guy's also getting surrounded and taken out, so that would be one probe loss each. So now we see the pool coming out. We see 2 Zerglings under production. It's nice to see Cherry is not going to overproduce Zerglings, as some people are wont to do, so he looks like he's going to play this rather defensively. Because if you produce 6 Zerglings, you know he's going to go for some early pressure, but against a Terran player who you can safely assume is walling off, it's a little bit more difficult. So, Fail is throwing down his next racks, a little bit further in the back there. Yep, we can see that it was very defensive by CherryRain. He's going to throw down his hatchery. He's got nice overlords. He's got one in the back here to make sure either to drop here or to make sure that there is no shenanigans coming out from Fail's base via his own drop ships. So that's a good placement here. We got one in the middle, which is hard to kill from Marines from either side. And we have a Roach Warren in the back. Always nice to see. We see one gas coming out from CherryRain. In terms of harvesters, both players are pretty much equal. However, our Terran player got on his gas, of course, first. So we'll see where he goes with that. Going into factory, we're going to see if he's going to use the factory or just skip it and go for his starport. So he's producing Marines out of 1 racks, and he's putting down a tech lab on his second racks. So you can see some stims, some Marine shields, some conch shell, etc. So, CherryRain's Roach Warren is finished, not producing any roaches just yet, probably waiting for his second base to come up. Our factory is finished for our Terran player, and we see he's bringing out Hellions, so he's not going to skip that. He's building another racks, not building a starport just yet. We'll see where he goes with that. And our Zerg player is throwing down a single roach. One of these cocoons, there it is. Roach time. Along with 3 more roaches. So in terms of units, we have 4 Marines, and a roach, and a pair of queens. Nothing too surprising just yet. Hellion's coming out. He's going to roast this poor Zergling, and then scoot on his merry way down and do some scouting. Of course, scout the natural expansion, and he'll probably encounter some roaches, which will let the Terran player know what time it is. So that Hellion is, I guess, just sort of abandoned to die, but the scouting information he got will be invaluable, so we see how our Terran player reacts to that. He's going to throw down a bunker, which is always good to do, because you don't want any roaches breaking through. To the other side, we see an Overlord here in the background, just kind of scoping things out. Can't really see all that much. Yeah, he doesn't have too much vision of the inside of the base, but you can definitely see if there are any medevacs full of Marines coming. So we see a reactor, a tech lab, 2 tech labs. Interesting, so we're definitely going to see some Marine Marauder. And he's not built a starport yet, so we're going to see what he's going to do about that, but he's got Stim on the way. Zerg player building more roaches, getting ling speed, throwing down an Evo chamber. He's got 2 overlords on the other side, so he's pretty well protected in terms of drops or any shenanigans down the back hallway here. Keep an eye in the center of the map. He had 1 Xel'Naga watchtower, but now he's scouting out his lings to maybe check on the expansion time. We see 3 Marines coming out to do some scouting of their own. The Ling decides, I don't want to die today, so he moves along. Marines are going to pursue it, I guess. See a Ling here, going to scout expansion timing. Oh no, that supply depot's open. He could run in there and then get immediately killed. Ah, poor Ling. So now we see Fail grabbing the other Xel'Naga watchtower. So both players pretty even at this point. Same amount of harvesters. Of course, our Zerg player has an extra base. Nothing really surprising about that. Actually, our Terran player, it's interesting. Most Terran players will build their natural expansion inside their base and then fly it out there after they convert it to an orbital, but guess not. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a push out. We've got no conch shell and stim just finishing, so it looks like a little bit of a stim timing push coming out against here, but this base is well defended. We got 2 spine crawlers and a whole bunch of roaches defending them. So we'll see how much damage these guys are able to do. Unfortunately, the Hellions don't have Blue Flame, Marines don't have Marine Shield, and Marauders do not have their marauding ability, the conch shell. But still able to do some pretty strong damage, taking out 1 spine crawler, taking out some roaches, getting a little bit of a surround by the Lings. Unfortunately, have no medevac, so their health is dropping rapidly every time they stim, and they have no way to recover that, but they're pushing in here, dealing some significant damage to the roaches, killing a queen, and we'll see what's going to happen after this. Yep, they're going to get surrounded by Lings, and they should all get picked off. However, that did do a pretty severe amount of damage to Cherry's roach supply. We can look, he actually has no roaches left, and just 17 Lings, but our Terran player also is a little bit short on units at the moment, with only 5 Marines and 2 Marauders on the map. So now we see some more Lings coming for a little bit of a counter-attack. This is going to be a little bit harder to defend because there is no bunkers or anything like that. We should look for a fail to pick off that command center, make sure it's not going to be attacked by the Lings. The enemy's Marines should be able to clean up the first round of Zerglings pretty well, but we'll see about the second round of Zerglings. Is he going to get the supply depot up in time? Oh no! Can't get the supply depot up, and then his poor SCVs are going to be Zergling food. Let's see, 2 killed, 3 killed, 4 killed, 5 killed. Ouch. 6 kills. Let's see if they get any more. Nope. 6 kills. Not bad for a Zergling run by. It definitely causes our Terran player to stop his gas mining, etc., etc. And now it looks like a little bit of a counter-attack, so Fail's like, you know what? I'm done with this. Unfortunately, he's going to run into a whole bunch more roaches and a whole bunch more spine crawlers. So we see our Terran player is actually mining on no gas at the moment, which is not going to do him any favors as he tries to continue to build up. He's building an orbital here. Check the probes. Yep, our Terran player is 20 down on probes. So that puts him in a pretty strong macro disadvantage. So we'll see what he's going to do about that. Spine crawlers are finished, roaches are hanging out, Lings are there. Sure, see what's going to happen. Yep, looks like they're going to come down the left side. Not going to be able to sneak into the main base that easily. They're going to stim in and get by the roaches and run into the main base and try to do some economic damage. They stop to kill the queen, but they need to keep going and kill some workers. Let's see how many they're able to get out. They're able to get 1, 2, 3. Only 3 workers, though. So that was a long distance to go for only 3 workers. As you can see, our Terran player is still about an 18 probe disadvantage and still not mining any gas. It looks like all he's producing are Marines and a 3rd command center. So Mr. Fail is a little bit stretched. He's only at 54 supply as opposed to the 88 of CherryRain. So he's going to have to build up a little bit bigger of an army. However, he's able to hold off these Ling harasses. His 3 bases will be able to hold off against our Zerg players' 3 bases. CherryRain tries to jump ahead, grabbing his own 3rd expansion, but unfortunately, got to spend money to make money, and in terms of income, it's 25 to 45, so still a 20 probe disadvantage to our Terran player, but he's using those mules to try to catch that up a little bit. So right now there's only one guy mining in his third, but he's furiously producing SCVs to try to catch up. In a macro sense, he's building 2 gas at his expansion. He's still not mining off his gas in his natural, though, and he's only got 1 guy in here, so if he's looking to try to up his gas count, he's definitely not going about it the right way. But we've got 2, 3 in there, so if we can get another guy in there, and then 3 more guys harvesting over here, he'll be able to catch up. Unfortunately, still a little bit of a disadvantage, deciding to pull out again. Still no Blue Flame Hellion upgrade for these guys. And they're just going to get killed by the roaches. Lots of roaches. How many roaches is that? 18, and 2 infestors on the way. So this is going to be rough for our Terran player to defend out. In terms of the army tab, there we go. It's 59 to 33, so almost double for our Terran player. And these Marines are going to have a lot of trouble getting rid of this many roaches, especially with that medevac support. They're just going to get crushed. This is way too many roaches. So the Marines all go down in a spit of acid, and the roaches have free access to our Terran player's natural expansion. They're just going to kind of hang out here for a minute, regroup, and then move in. There's a siege tank here, but he doesn't have siege tech, and all of his SCVs are going to get, ooh, a fungal growth on an SCV. That's almost overkill. I mean, killing somebody is killing somebody. Man, fungal growth. 36 damage over 4 seconds, and our poor little SCVs just don't have the hit points for that. So, our Terran player calls it GG on that one. This is Xenokilla of TAW saying thank you very much for watching, and Xenokilla signing out.